One of the worries I hear a lot from passionate home cooks who want to start a personal chef business but are a little afraid to is that they're worried they don't have enough recipes when they're trying to think about getting clients and showing them what they can cook for them. Hey there, Chef Shelly here. This is a channel for passionate home cooks who want to get paid to do what they love, but they don't want to go to culinary school and they don't want to work in a restaurant. I'm a personal chef. I've had a successful business for over 15 years, and I help passionate cooks just like you start your own personal chef business. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit subscribe and click the little bell so that you never miss a video. Now, there are a lot of different ways that you can build your recipe library, and I'm going to give you my top 4 reliable ways to grow your recipe library. So first of all, have you actually even compiled all your recipes? Do you have them in one good organized place, preferably categorized, best case scenario, digital so that you can search them easily? If not, I highly recommend that you start making that transition, and I will link a video below where you can learn about the app I use, which is free. Hey! So, most important is have your own recipes that you have already organized. Imagine that you're talking to someone and maybe they are considering having you do weekly meal prep for them. How are you going to give them a list of entrees to choose from if they're sprinkled between binders and filing cabinets and file drawers and all over the place? Or even worse, if they're all in your head? So that's step 1. Get organized with what you've got already, all right? Then take a look at what you've got. Really, you can get started, especially doing weekly meal prep, with just a couple dozen entree recipes. But the more you have, the better. So here are my top strategies for building your recipe library. Find good sources for tried and true recipes. I'm sure, loving to cook like you do, just like I do, that you've been to some blog where the recipe looked great, the pictures were phenomenal, and when you made it, following the ingredients and instructions exactly, it was a hot mess. It is really hard to trust random crap on the internet. Even if you're an experienced cook and you correct it as you go for obvious problems you see, it's just a pain and it is not worth your time. Online, the best resource, hands down, is America's Test Kitchen, also known as, one of their product lines is Cooks Illustrated. Their recipes are rigorously tested and they're right. The downside is not all of them are perfectly appropriate for a personal chef business. Some are too complicated, they have too many ingredients or obscure stuff, or they're not going to appeal to your clients. Maybe they don't hold up well. The other big detractor is it is a little pricey, but overall they seriously get my A+ as an online resource for recipes. Next, another solid reference for you to build your basic classic recipes if you need to do that. 2 I recommend are, again, America's Test Kitchen Family Cookbook and Mark Bittman's How to Cook Everything. I'll link to a video I've done specifically on just these 2 cookbooks where I talk more about them for you. They are great, solid references, plus you can buy them used on the cheap if you want. And if you're focused on something specific, not just general family cooking like plant-based or vegan or keto or gluten-free, don't worry, because America's Test Kitchen has put out a cookbook on just about anything you could ever think of. So those are my top 2, America's Test Kitchen Online and those 2 cookbooks. I'll link to that video. Third is it is super easy and super fast to bulk up your recipe database with just a solid technique and sauces. For instance, the technique is sauteing chicken breasts, okay? How many millions of sauces can go with that? Marsala, piccata, lemon herb, white wine, tomato basil, sherry cream, fruit salsas. And then you can even get more creative, like mustard cream sauce with caraway, Oaxacan sauce with cloves and cinnamon, wine sauce with grapes and tarragon, or if you specialize in ethnic food, there I'm sure are a million sauces within that. So do you see what I'm saying here? There's 10 different entrees that I just listed, but they're all based on the one technique of sauteing chicken breasts. And no, I get it. I know what you're thinking right now. I know what you're thinking. No, people don't want sauteed chicken breasts for all their meals all the time. But this is a great way to have a lot of options for people to choose from, whether it's sauteed chicken breasts, a roast chicken, pork tenderloin, something on the grill that you can do 1,000 different sauces and ways. Finally, my last recommendation is just always be cooking and experimenting. And you're probably doing this already, right? Just do it intentionally. Trying new recipes, specifically to build your recipe library. If you're, really serious about wanting to start a personal chef business, you should be doing a weekly meal prep service for yourself every week. Nothing will build your library better and your own confidence than actually doing the work of a personal chef and doing a weekly meal prep service for yourself every week. If you need some help figuring out, exactly how you would do that, like a personal chef would, as opposed to just if you're doing like all freezer recipes now or all crock pot recipes now or something, there is a link in the description for my free guide. It'll run you through everything from choosing good balanced recipes that will make it easier for you to how to batch cook them at one time with lots of tips, being fast and efficient at the grocery store, how to not forget anything important like a main ingredient like chicken, done it. Tips for organizing and staging your cooking, and tons more info that'll help you do it like a pro. Because when you get really good at it, I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking. So what are you waiting for?